We're familiar with that. I'm gonna put my seeder on the second. It goes from 0 to 3, so I know if I see 3, I'm going too fast. Works great for kind of really smoothing out the seed. All right, everyone, today we are going to start the process of planting Egyptian wheat. So I did this 2 years ago and it worked awesome. I'm using Egyptian wheat as a screen. So I'm going to be screening out this cornfield from the road, and I'm also going to be using it for the purpose of screening my food plot and kind of shielding it from the neighbor house and kind of shielding it from an easement road. So hopefully the idea behind it is that deer feel safe in the food plot, in and around the corn, while others are around the small acre parcel that we have here. So on this small little 6-acre tract, I'm gonna try to make this as big as possible. So today I'm starting with my 4-wheeler and my sprayer, and I got some 41% glyphosate in the sprayer. Some Buccaneer Plus is the brand that I'm using, and I mixed it 8 fluid ounces to the gallon, and I have 11 gallons in here. I think I have a little bit more than I'll need, but I'll just spray it all out and make sure I get a good kill on everything. And then the plan behind killing everything is hopefully I can eliminate the weed competition, so then in about a week and a half or so I'll be able to disc everything that died and then plant the Egyptian wheat. So this is the first part. I'm going to be taking my trusty 4-wheeler sprayer here, going over and spraying the areas just where I plan on planting this Egyptian wheat for the screen. But I'm going to be using this particular screen for a barrier from the road and my cornfield. So about 1/3 of this cornfield, I have a deal with my farmer to leave the corn for me in the back towards the woods, which I'll be hunting, and all this up front he'll get to harvest. So the idea is to be able to kind of make it a late season food plot, but I'm not going to want people to be able to maybe bump deer off the field and or be able to see into the field. So I'm going to be planting this screen right here along the road, and then I'm also going to do some spots around the back, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to be spraying about a 6-foot wide path right up against the corn and come back. So I'm going to keep it just under 3 miles an hour. My little speedometer only goes up, it goes from 0 to 3, so I know if I see 3, I'm going too fast. But really just want to make sure I get a good kill right here next to the corn. A helpful hint would be to use blue dye to help me see where I've already sprayed. It's not totally necessary, but if you just want to get a full coverage without knowing that you missed any spot, it will help you out a lot. Okay, so through the sound of the cicadas, if you can see it or not, there's actually a house not too far on the other side of this where the woods start. It's my neighbor. So basically, I have no concern with him or anything, but I just want to make sure if they're outside and my deer want to be using the food plot, that the deer have a little bit of a barrier between the neighbors and the deer. So if the deer feel like they are safe, they may feel more secure coming into the clover plot that I got back here, they come in here frequently and eat. All right, that concludes the spraying. So I'm going to give it a good, probably about 10 days, and that should be absolutely wiped. We got a little bit of heat and a little bit of rain, and it really seems like after the chemical dries and you get a good rain, that'll just really pick up the pace on killing whatever you're trying to kill. So I would fully expect to see most of that dead easily by next weekend, but I'll probably, like I said, I'll come back in about 10 days, and I'll disc it up and get the dirt in the ground ready for the seed. As you can see behind me, we got a great kill on the grass that I sprayed 2 weeks ago with my glyphosate. Very happy with how well it turned out. So now I'm out here today, 2 weeks later, discing this ground, and we're gonna get this Egyptian wheat planted. I see some rain coming in the forecast this weekend. The goal is to get the seed bed prepped and ready for this Egyptian wheat seed, and it'll have all summer long to grow and grow a beautiful screen here along the road. Some people go a lot thicker than a 6-foot row. I'm kind of just going with I got a 6-foot disc, so I'm really just gonna disc up a good 6-foot path. And 2 years ago, 6 foot was plenty thick of how good it grew to not be able to see through. So that's kind of what I'm going with. Some people go 10, some people go 12. Go over it one more time with the disc, and then we'll get ready to throw some seed out on it. Okay, we are rolling the seed bed to break up any big clumps we got from disking, and I'm over here getting ready to get some seed in my spreader. So Egyptian wheat should be planted at 10 pounds per acre for a good stand of Egyptian wheat. Now this seed is going on a 2nd year old, so I'm going to lose some germination due to age of my seed. However, it was stored in a cool, dry place, so I'm predicting, I think on average I should probably lose about 20%. So I'm going to go about 20% heavier over the areas that we disked to account for any seed that doesn't germinate. I'm going to go ahead and get this mixed up in my spreader and start walking. Seed hopper is ready to go. The seed for Egyptian wheat is fairly big. I would compare it to about radish seed size if you are familiar with that. So I'm going to put my seeder on the 2nd setting, and I'm going to start walking this. And what my objective is I'm going to do a once down and a once back, and that's all I'm going to put on this little 6-foot strip of disc soil. Okay, so we are all planted. Currently we are running all of this over with a drag. It's literally a chain link fence that I wired together to make it a little bit bigger. We got it tied up with some rope behind the foiler. It works great. The final step, we're cultipacking one last time after we have ran our chain link drag over the seed bed. We hit it with the cultipacker to try to get a good firm seed bed. So you can tell the difference here where the cultipacker has run versus where the drag has run. You get kind of a nice smooth effect, and then obviously you get the lines from the cultipacker kind of mashing that soil down. So looking for seed to soil contact. Well, the Egyptian wheat is officially planted here on May 29th. So I'm fully expecting about 10 to 12 weeks from now, we should have 8 to 10 foot tall Egyptian wheat. If we get some timely rains and hit it with the fertilizer just the right time, we should have a beautiful screen right here in front of the road and blocking the edges of my food plot in the back to funnel some deer. So I will do some updates with this whenever I get a chance. We'll just watch it grow. We'll hit it with fertilizer here again whenever this Egyptian wheat makes it 6 to 8 inches tall. So for now, we just pray for rain.